excited for my new family and joining an organization that's set up to win for a long time.
That presence that he's going to bring to the mound and be in the center of that diamond for the Houston Astros, he wants the spotlight. That's why he's here.
The Lee McPhail MVP trophy goes to Justin Verlander.
I do not regret my decision to come here. This is the best feeling a player can have.
For a lot of people going through a rough time, to give them something to cheer for and something to be happy about means a lot. Hopefully we can go all the way for those people.
And the Astros are 2017 World Series champions.
His third career no-hitter.
18th pitcher ever to get to 3,000 strikeouts.
I literally love Justin Verlander.
Justin Verlander, it's your third Cy Young Award.
In his 9th start of the World Series, he gets his first win.
And the Houston Astros do it again. 2022 World Series champions.
If I could have had a pen and paper and scripted things out, I don't know if I could have drawn a better story.
Welcome into MLB Tonight, presented by Meineke. I'm Sierra Santos. The 2023 trade deadline is done and dusted. A very busy day. The top story, Justin Verlander going back to Houston as the Mets trade the 3-time Cy Young winner. The Mets parting ways with their top two arms, and we'll hear from Max Scherzer coming up in just a few minutes. We're going over all the biggest moves over the last few days, but first, we look at what the Astros gave up to get JV. The Mets will pay around $54 million of what Verlander is owed. They receive a pair of outfielders, Drew Gilbert and Ryan Clifford, two of Houston's top 4 prospects. Brian McTaggart covers the Astros for MLB.com. He spoke with Greg Amsinger on MLB Tonight earlier on deadline day.
Good to see you, Brian. Can you believe this? Verlander, a reunion with the Stros.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, but also a little bit not surprising. I mean, I think Jim Crane, when it became clear that the Mets might be selling off some pieces, I think being reunited with Verlander, I think, was probably at the top of his list. But, yeah, I mean, I thought when Verlander signed with the Mets, he was going to be there like everybody else. But, less than a year after signing, he's coming back, and they have him for next year as well. I mean, the Astros needed a starting pitcher, and they go out and get the guy who won the Cy Young for them last year, who was their ace. And I can already tell you this is being met with big-time thumbs up in the clubhouse. A couple of players have texted me already in excitement over Verlander coming back. They needed a starting pitcher, and to get a guy who helped them win 2 World Series and won 2 Cy Youngs when he was here, they couldn't have done much better. They paid a high price, though. 2 prospects going to the Mets, Drew Gilbert, Ryan Clifford, not in MLB's Pipeline's top 100, but they certainly would have been. Gilbert, the first-round draft pick last year out of Tennessee. GM Dana Brown spoke highly of him, and there was some thought he could be in the big leagues next year. And in Ryan Clifford, it was an 11th-round pick, but he went lower in the draft because they signed him out of a college scholarship, and he's the guy they gave a lot of money to, and a guy that could have been a big part of their future as well. So they're paying a high price here, but they're going for it now. Jim Crane, the window's wide open. They think they can win another World Series. They brought back Kendall Graveman. Now they bring back Justin Verlander. The 2 things they really needed was another reliever and a starting pitcher, and they reacquired a couple of guys who had a lot of success here. And this is just going to be a big shot in the arm for this team that opens play tonight, 1/2 game behind the Rangers, who went out and got Max Scherzer. So the Astros sort of answer, and this is going to be a fascinating race in the American League West these last 2 months.
And in case Astros fans are wondering, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I believe it's a weekend series that they're going to be playing against the New York Yankees and the Bronx.
You're correct.
That's going to be a lot of fun for Verlander to make his reunion debut, I guess we could say it that way. Brian McTaggart, thank you so much for joining us.
Justin Verlander was 61-19 in 5 seasons with Houston. He's won 2 World Series with the Astros, along with 2 Cy Young Awards. So Verlander is back in H-Town, and his former teammates are pretty happy about it. Here's Alex Bregman and Jeremy Pena.
He was great for us last year. He's a leader in this clubhouse, and he's a guy that a lot of players in this clubhouse look up to, so we're excited. Justin Verlander, the name speaks for itself, what he's done in the game and how great he's been. Even last year, he was so big for us, so we're excited to have him back. We have a great ball club. We have a great team. We know we have the team to compete and to have a special year. And to add Justin Verlander on top of that, it's a great feeling. So we're ready for him, ready to welcome him back. and we're ready to get to work.
I feel like it's a winning day today. I feel like my body even feels like brand new. So I think it's definitely going to provide a huge boost, not only energy-wise, but also just to be able to have a guy like him in here, who's been in here before, and we know how much he brings not only to the mound but the clubhouse. It's big time.
That is exactly what a blockbuster trade like that does. It re-energizes a clubhouse, and it's going to get heated in Texas down the stretch. Taking a look at the AL West standings, the Rangers are just a half game up on the Astros. The Angels 4.5 games out. The Mariners 5 games out. So Verlander's former teammate Max Scherzer was already dealt in a trade with the Rangers on Sunday. Mad Max opted into his deal for next season, waived his no-trade clause. The Mets received shortstop Luis Angel Acuna, Ronald Acuna Jr.'s brother, in the deal. Scherzer was introduced to the media in Texas on Tuesday.
We went into the season, with high expectations. Rightfully so. We had a very good team. Unfortunately, we didn't play up to it. And because of where everybody's at within their contract situation, age, everything, Billy and Steve, they had a different vision now. The math changed on them. They wanted to be able to flip guys for prospects. And so they were willing to, looking to be able to trade guys off their roster to try to get more players that are going to be with them in those seasons in 2025 and 2026. Honestly, the best thing for both parties was to accept the trade. With Texas calling, realizing the situation that I had in New York and realizing the situation that was now developing in Texas, that this was going to be the best place for me to continue my career and have a chance to be able to win as well.
So the trades are dominating the headlines, but there are still some big series going on tonight. The Phillies and Marlins both jockeying for playoff positioning. They're in the second of a 4-game set, and some solid divisional matchups as well. Orioles and Blue Jays, Reds and Cubs, D-backs and Giants will be hopping around throughout the next 90 minutes. Other trade deadline deals getting done in the last few hours as well. Starter Michael Lorenzen is going to the Phillies. In exchange, the Tigers will get second baseman Hao-Yu Lee, who was the number 5 ranked prospect in the Phillies organization. Lorenzen is expected to make his Philly debut on Thursday, and before the buzzer, the White Sox already dealt 6 pitchers, but the Southsiders also sent Jake Berger to Miami. The slugger has 25 home runs on the season. That's tied for 3rd most in the AL. The White Sox replenished their pitching a bit, getting 24-year-old lefty Jake Eder. Jeff Passan also reporting the Fish added another slugger to their lineup in Josh Bell. That is for infielder Gene Segura and infield prospect Khalil Watson. So the Phillies and Marlins were both active at the deadline, and they're about to get active on the field. NTT Ballpark Cam takes us to Miami, where we're about to get some live baseball. We'll check it out next.
MLB